Well, hi Virgos! Welcome to Universal Guidance Tarot. It's time for your weekly reading. I'm shuffling these tarot cards really well. If any of these cards fly out while I'm shuffling, they're going back in the deck until I'm ready to have them come out. So, they're very slippery. Just, want to have control over these cards a bit while I shuffle. So, this is a general reading. It's not going to resonate with everybody. You can take from the reading what does resonate. You can get a private reading by just shooting me an email. This is also a two-part reading. The overall energy of this reading will be the middle card in the first part of the reading. So Virgos, we're almost there. Almost there. One more shuffle here. Virgos, please. Here we go. Okay, Virgos. What can you expect? Please, universe, give us the cards Virgos needs for their weekly reading. Please. Give us the cards Virgo needs for the weekly reading. All of these cards for Virgos for their weekly reading. That one for sure. Okay, let's see what we have here, Virgos. I always put the cards down in the same order that they come out of the deck. The overall energy of your reading is the Ten of Wands. You're putting down a burden. That's great. So we have a few cards left for the second part of your reading here. All right, so Virgos, the overall energy of your reading is the Ten of Wands. Well, that's great. That means you're putting down a burden you've been carrying. There's no 11 of Wands. And look at these wands. They're slipping out like one by one. You can drop them all at once, or you can let them go one by one. But either way, you're putting the burden down. Awesome. Up in your highest energy is the Judgment card. Wow, there's some type of spiritual lesson you've been going through or are in the middle of. But you're getting it. You're waking up to it. Look at all those people down there. They're waking up. They hear the horn your guardian angels are blowing. So, you're waking up to a spiritual lesson. Spiritual lessons are very hard to get through. These are the two strongest energies in your entire reading. So you're putting down this burden of the spiritual lesson. That is very good. This opens the door for you to move forward. I have the Knight of Swords next to the Judgment card. And also right above the Ten of Wands. This is the most actionable card in the whole deck. You have your sword out and you're taking action. You're seeking truth. You're seeking clarity. You're demanding it, actually. So, you're moving forward. You're moving. You've learned your spiritual lesson. You're dropping your burden and you have your sword out and you're moving straight ahead. I have the Hangman next to the Knight of Swords. So the Hangman is a card of being enlightened. It's like spending time on your own and letting all the blood rush to your head, and it enlightens you. It's a very spiritual card, the Hangman. So you're being enlightened about some things. Some things are coming to you, or becoming more clear to you. Of course, you do have that sword of truth and clarity there. I have the Three of Swords under the Judgment card next to the Ten of Wands. Your Judgment. The burden that you're putting down is it looks like a heartache, a heartbreak. Sometimes there's a third party involved with the Three of Swords. Just want to put that out there. But this is something that you're getting behind you. This was part of your spiritual lesson. Good that you're putting that burden down. I have the Queen of Pentacles next to the Ten of Wands and under the Hanged Man. So this is Earth, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. We know you're a Virgo. One of those signs could be strong in someone else's chart around this reading also. But you have this pentacle. You're very solid. You're very secure, stable, grounded. And you have this pentacle that you cherish. So you're really feeling stable at where you are right now in your life. Do you want to hand that pentacle out to anybody? I don't know, but you sure are cherishing it with this card. You're realizing what you have. You're realizing your groundedness. You're realizing a lot. It was a hard spiritual lesson. They all are to get through. But what happens when you learn a spiritual lesson, you're usually rewarded by the universe. So I have the Five of Pentacles under the Three of Swords. So the Five of Pentacles here is about feeling disregarded or left out in the cold or ghosted at times. So this person in this Five of Pentacles is holding a cell phone. So there might be some sort of lack of communication going on, waiting for a phone call, thinking of making a phone call or something like that. But it's under the Three of Swords. There might have been some closure that you were waiting for, some kind of news to come in that you were waiting for. But next to this, and it has to do with this heartache. So next to the Five of Pentacles is the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is under the Ten of Wands. Oh my gosh. This is a full cup of love. The Ace, look at that, cup runneth over. Yeah. I think your heart is really opening to the idea of love. And but you had to go through what you had to go through. I think maybe you were blocked, but it looks like you're moving full steam ahead here. I had the Four of Swords next to the Ace of Cups and under the Queen of Pentacles. So this is time that you spend alone, either meditating, praying, soul searching. It's a very healing card, and you're letting those swords of truth and clarity come to you, come into your mind. So here we have the Hangman. You're being enlightened, very spiritual. The Four of Swords is very spiritual, and it's very healing. So you've been through a lot. You got the Three of Swords, then you got the Four of Swords. You heal from what burden that you're putting down here. So all this healing, all this that you're going through, I want to see if there's what kind of reward. Now, part of the reward is your heart. It feels like your heart is opening back up again after a prior heartbreak. Let's take out the rest of these cards for Virgo universe. What else do they need to know? Okay, let's see what we have here. Goodness. So Virgos, the High Priestess came out, and it's right next to the Hangman. Another very spiritual card. There's the Moon. The Moon is enlightening you, and what it's saying is, this is the card for intuition and knowing in the tarot deck. You have questions, but a lot of those answers are right within you with this card showing up. And you're figuring that out. You're being enlightened by yourself. You're enlightening your own self. That's wonderful. And all this meditating, praying, soul searching, all that healing that you're doing is also enlightening for you. So you're learning how to trust yourself, believe in yourself, and listen to your own guidance. I have the Five of Wands next to the High Priestess. So I feel like you were up in your head, that you were, going back and forth on certain issues, on how you're going to move forward, whatever it might be. You're putting down the wands, so the Ten of Wands surrounds your entire reading. But the Five of Wands is really being up in your head about things. But being next to the High Priestess, I think that you are learning to trust and believe in yourself and not to overthink everything. I have the Emperor next to the Five of Wands. Wow, this is the card for Aries. Aries might be strong in someone's chart here around this reading. But the Emperor, this is holding true to yourself. This is knowing who you are. You've really come a long way from looking at this reading right here. And you're realizing what you want from life. You're holding true. Like I say, you're not going to compromise. You're very well liked and respected by others. And you might even be a leader in your profession. The Emperor. Stubborn in a good way. And that's just being true, and following your intuition. I have the Seven of Swords under the High Priestess and next to the Queen of Pentacles. Now, all the kings and queens are very mature thinking, and all the cards are male or female. Here's the Seven of Swords. Now, that's next to the Queen of Pentacles. So you know that you have a pentacle. You're feeling more grounded now, and you're really cherishing this feeling, letting this burden go. And under the High Priestess, starting to trust and believe in yourself. This is unwanted energy, the Seven of Swords. This is deceitful energy of some sort. Lying, stealing, cheating. It can be the hiding of feelings, the hiding of truth, of clarity. Um, so this unwanted energy, I think, has to do with what you've been healing and what you've been coming out of. It's right under the High Priestess. So this energy here is going away. You're using your intuition. You're following your intuition, and you are making your own decisions. I have the Six of Pentacles next to the Seven of Swords, and this is under the Five of Wands. I think you've been breadcrumbed before. I think in this past relationship too. I think there was something deceitful going on there too. I don't know. Can't put a finger on it because this is all I really have to go on. But breadcrumbing was involved. And this means I think you put more work into the relationship than they did. They were hiding something from you for some reason. But that's nor here nor there because you're putting down the burden, you're getting the heartache behind you, and you are definitely moving forward. And here is your new life cycle, the world, right under the Emperor, being true to yourself, coming onto your own. And so you're entering this new place in your life. A beautiful new life cycle is coming in or has come in for you. I have the Star right next to the Four of Swords and under the Seven of Swords. Boy, this healing, it didn't only involve meditation and soul searching or prayer. It's very spiritual. The Star is a very deep healing card. You have healed right down to your bare bones, right down to the person you were meant to be, right down to the person that you're remembering, what you want, what you don't want. This is a very deep healing card. This is the card for Aquarius, so Aquarius might be strong in somebody's chart here around this reading. But you're healing over that Seven of Swords energy. And having these two healing cards right next to each other, boy, what a lot of healing you've been through. I have the Six of Swords next to the Star and under the Six of Pentacles. So you're moving forward. Look at that. It was a hard go, really. Look at the stormy skies, dark waters. You're moving away from it. You're getting all your clarity, your truth. Look at all the swords. The more swords you collect, the further you can get away from those dark skies towards that light. And that is exactly where you're headed. You're putting the work in, pushing the boat with a pole. It's kind of slow moving, but not the slowest in the deck. So you're moving away from the breadcrumbing. You're moving away from all the healing that you've had to go through. And it's all because of the Ace of Swords. The truth and the clarity is enlightening. I got cards of you being enlightened over here. The more truth, the more clarity, the further you can get towards the light. And that is key for your success in moving forward. Seek the truth, seek the clarity. Be honest, be truthful, and it's just going to brighten and lighten your way into your new life cycle here. It lands right between the Six of Swords and the World. So truth and clarity through conversations, I mean, that is the key. That sword, you can look at that sword as if it's a key for you moving forward here. So let's take out an angel card. Let's find out what your guardian angels and spirit guides, what kind of message they have for you. Does it or not have to do with this reading? Let's see what they have to say. Oh, and there it is right there. Okay. So we're going to take that one and read it. This is card number 2. It says, go within. Let's read it. You are a very intuitive person, and there are wonderful insights that lie waiting inside you. Take time to be quiet and reflect upon the desires of your heart through meditation or prayer. So, having your heart reopening here, yeah, you need to do some meditating. But look at all those swords. Look at how important those swords are. There's no need to take action right now. Be patient with yourself. There's no need to be up in your head either. That one's over there. Because you have the answers now. You're getting past all this deep healing. I think this is a beautiful reading for Virgos. Thank you for watching Universal Guidance Tarot. And I want to thank Guardian Angels and Spirit Guides for helping me deliver you this message.